4, 3, 2. There we go. All right. So as always, it's being broadcasted in private mode. So when we finish the class, I'll send you the link. Okay. So how are you? How was your week? Tell me, Kareli.
Fine, Gerson. But in the past week, mm, uh, my grandmother died,
Oh my God.
Oh, I'm
and
sorry.
grandfather too.
So sorry. Both of them in 1 week?
No,
Yes.
no. Okay. I'm
Yes.
sorry. What happened? Why same time? I mean, ¿qué me importa, va? Pero I'm just, same time.
My grandfather, I don't know how do you say cardíaco?
Heart attack. He had a heart attack. Heart attack.
Heart attack, yes. But it's like my grandmother, not is the blood grandmother, yeah. And she she has uh, pressure,
Blood pressure. Yeah.
yeah, and I don't know what happened. She take I don't know. It's like Herbalife. I was seeing. I don't know. And your pressure almost was in 200.
No.
Yes, and your venita derrame cerebral
She had a stroke. It's called stroke.
drop.
Stroke.
Yes.
Oh no. Yeah, well, I had tenía qué? 150 sobre 110 y ya estaba que me morían.
Ah,
200.
se desmayó, ya no estaba consciente.
I'm sorry, really. For real, I'm sorry.
Yes, and I don't know. I was very reflexive in the past days, and I don't know. Um, I I have scare.
Yes?
Yeah, I think my dad in this moment. Uh, not in this moment. When in this moment is in Chihuahua.
Yes?
My dad travel very much, and I don't know. I feel scared. Yeah, and I am I had I had been nervous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you that don't worry, that everything is gonna be fine, but reality is a whole different story. My suggestion is always and I've been labeled as very cold-hearted, but I don't care. Um, eh, at the end of the day, like the gringos say, shit happens. So
And life goes on.
yes. So my suggestion, if I may, it's live your life, move on, but shit is going to happen. I mean, that's a fact. So
Thank you.
you know what, la ley de Murphy, ¿no? De Murphy's law, the law of Murphy. Era así de que todo lo que falla, falla, ¿no? Algo así.
Mm,
Yo escucho a mi señora cuando da sus...
¿Regresa 21? Sí. Sí, porque anotas bien se llegaron así de 21. De seguro viene acá la nota, porque se cuenta que las dos son una sola nota.
Thank you. Yo escucho a mi señora, ¿no? Cuando va a sus sesiones. Y dice, es que se me descompuso el carro, pues porque tienes carro, ¿no? I mean, it happens, you know. I mean, last week, I didn't go to the hospital because I'm afraid of COVID. But I should have gone. I mean, I was really, really bad. And, ¿por qué? Pues porque estoy gordito, porque tengo estrés. You know, things happen. So, my point being is, y te mando un abrazo. Somos humanos. Siento tu dolor. No te digo que tengo, que cada persona es diferente. Eso es una mentira. Eso no existe. Simplemente que estamos contigo. ¿Va?
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
No, thank you. Alrighty then. Okay, so Vicky, Patricia says, give me some minutes because I have problems with my electricity. And then Vicky responds, I have a problem with my sleeping. Hi, people. Okay, let's let's share the screen. Okay, so Nadi, if you see my screen, please. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Question, and I shouldn't ask this question, okay? But last week it was funny, so I'm kind of lost. Did we finish preparing exams? Yes. Okay. Thank you. I shouldn't ask that because you know it's about teaching, blah blah blah. But I was sick, so I have an excuse. Analyzing textbooks. Okay, so this is a very interesting topic because it's actually controversial, and we're going to discuss that in a moment. Okay, everyone, or unless you're linguistic, and even them, they spend 12 years studying English, or you know the language. We all have to refer ourselves to books. See what I mean? I mean, for example, whatever I teach you, it's out of my experience, but it's not 100%. It's my experience is 20%, maybe 10%. Whatever I'm teaching you is because I read some books. Correct? So in your daily classes, you will use books to teach, because nobody is born knowing it all, you know. And the person that says that I know everything, but that's the most ignorant person. Okay, so but let's talk about this in a moment. This is the controversial question about this topic. Who needs a textbook? Textbook being understood as the famous or infamous is the teacher's edition of the student's book. Okay, who needs the student's book for teaching? Who needs a textbook? Marta, I'm starting with you. Sí, porque nadie quiere comentar, pues voy a dar comentarios directos. Chale, pues digo.
Who needs a textbook? I don't know. Because I think if you are a teacher, you need to create exercise or text for your students, and maybe a book doesn't have the important parts, maybe. So I want to more mix things like books and I don't know, movies. I would like to create things, but I don't know. Maybe I am disorganized, maybe, I don't know.
You said it, girl. I mean, it's this actually these sessions, all training is to make a self examination. Okay, so if you see that you can improve or change something, what you do it. All right.
Okay.
So what about you, Pat? Did you raise your hand?
Yes, I think we need a textbook when we are starting teaching to like a guide how to plan a class, how to conduct the class. I mean, I don't know. I don't really know what exactly start. I mean, how to. What is the important thing to start teaching when you are a new teacher? So I think it is important a kind of guide to start teaching
So
when you are new.
according to your comment, you said that experienced teachers shouldn't use textbooks or don't need textbook.
I think yes, an experienced teacher needs to use a textbook.
Okay, okay. All right. Um, for years, methodologists have been arguing about the usefulness of coursebook, questioning the role, defending the use, okay, worrying that they are as methodological straitjackets. You understand the straitjackets? Okay, so it's like exactly when you're crazy and you're the crazy house, then you're wearing a straitjacket. Okay, what are the benefits? Can you read this? Una pregunta. Who is Jose María Garcia?
Uh, sorry, I didn't say anything.
You're Chema, of course. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt when I came in the class, so I stayed quiet.
No worries. Actually, I always tell my students, interrupt me. The more you participate, the more that you learn. Okay, Chema, can you read this? Benefits, please.
Benefits. Good course books are carefully prepared to offer syllabus, satisfactory language control, motivating text, tapes, and other accessories such as CDs, DVDs, extra resource material, etc. They are often attractively presented.
Okay, so everybody agrees with this? You know, they actually, not anymore, but I used to be very involved in Cambridge, de CPU, Cambridge Press, Cambridge Press, lo que es el editorial de Cambridge. And it's about 150 people involved in the making of one book. For real, I mean, from designers and obviously academics and proofreaders and blah 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 blah. So yes, a book, it's well designed and lots of people are involved in it. Okay, now let's see the other part. What are the restrictions? Can you read this, Carelli?
Restrictions. Course books impose learning styles and content on classes and teachers.
Very good. Continue yourself.
They aren't designed for local situations. I agree.
Very good. Do you agree with this?
Yes.
I mean, textbooks, they have some restrictions, not many, but the restrictions that they have, they're big. Number one, they impose learning styles. They're really not one learning style, like visual or oral. And very importantly, teachers, they aren't designed for local situations. Okay, I don't know if I've told you about my experience in Hichu, Guanajuato. Maybe yes, maybe no. I remember that that I went to Hichu and I supervised classes, and then the teacher had really cool class design. He was good, but the topic was about Las Vegas. Poor kids haven't even gone to Querétaro or something like that. So it was a very lousy class at the end of the day. So yes,
Can I say
there are some
something?
restrictions. Yes, please.
This week I saw Abraham Lincoln with my students.
and we were talking about slavery, and oh my God, it cost me a lot to explain slavery to second graders.
Yeah, because we're not used to that. Okay, can I tell you something, Rosario? That's
Sure.
because your book is designed to American students.
I know, but it's general culture. So I just used like a half of a class to talk about it, yeah, and like you said, we have to adapt the books to us and to our local situation, right?
Yes, I was about to say
And that
that.
is,
Yes. We should
and
adapt.
it is ironic, no?
Yeah,
It is ironic, no,
I
Pati?
was like, hey guys, do you know any American presidents, US presidents? And some of them, they were really, really on point, like talking about Biden and Trump and Obama and Washington, some of them, but like four of them, out of 20.
Yeah. That's my point. It's ironic. You have 150 people working, 12 hours a day, and lots of money involved, and then you can't use it in your classes, or at least not 100%.
And
It is ironic.
in a local situation, the parents are paying for those books, and they are very expensive to the parents,
Oh
and we
yeah.
cannot, and we have to adapt and take only like the like, I don't know, 20% of the information in the book, right?
Yeah. It's crazy. I paid between my two daughters, and because they say they go to the same colegio, like 8,000, a little bit more than 8,000 for the English books, and I'm like,
Yeah, that's
yo
about
siempre
it.
le digo, I know the coordinator, and I say, oye, no manches, pues si no es universidad, that's only the English books,
And in the university,
right?
I haven't paid anything for books this semester for my two kids. I don't pay books in university.
Exactly. Well, that's a whole different story. Okay, so bottom line, it's controversial. It is well designed, but all in here agree that you just can't use it 100% because you just can't. It's not adapted. Local situation. Now, who decides what book to use? Well, unless you have your own school, or you have private classes, the institution decides what to use. Mhm. Let me tell you a little bit, a little experience. 2 weeks ago, I had an emergency about a teacher that was sick, and I need to find a substitute. That was 2 weeks ago, on a Thursday, I think. So I'm in a Facebook group for English teachers in Mexico. Okay, so like 20,000 in the group. So I say, me urge un maestro de inglés de tales horas el día de hoy. Pago 90 pesos la hora. No, bueno, no saben. Ahorita me acordé por lo de private classes. No saben por qué más baratas, que negrero, y le contesto. A todos les contesté, who is paying you? Who that works in an English institution is paying 90 pesos the hour or more? Keep your job. Because it's whole different. So unless you have your own school, institution will decide what to teach, okay? The type of course. If you're teaching a TOEFL preparation course, you would use a TOEFL book. You wouldn't use a ticket book. All right. Now, what are the tendencies of the teachers? Let's discuss each one of them. Number one, can you read this? I don't know. Are you here, Cindy? Manifest. Maybe. I think Cindy's watching porn. No, just kidding. Marta, read this.
Yes. Teacher 1, I don't use a textbook. I prepare all my own teaching material. After all, I know my students' needs better than any course book writer does.
That's teacher number one. Teacher number one says, you know what? I don't use textbook. I do all my material because I know my students, each one of them, and I know their interests. Now, let me tell you this is utopic. You understand that? It's utopic. Why? Why utopic?
Because the students have different needs.
But the teacher said, I know every one of them.
Yeah, but you don't know the language. You don't know the language or the grammar, the method. You don't know, no, because you don't know.
Yeah, let me tell you, when I was finishing my bachelor's, hice mis prácticas en the Chapala Lake Society, que es una asociación de gringos en Chapala, okay? So I was a facilitator in English classes. So I met this guy, his last name was, well, I remember creo que era Bill, not remember the name. Anyways, I observed, I was assigned to be a facilitator. So I went there and I listened to his class. O sea, awesome class. Awesome. I mean, not for the language, not because he was native. No. Well designed, well coordinated, lots of material, lots of flashcards. And remember, those days we didn't have Google. So we need to do cut-ups and images and blah, blah, blah. So I was a fan of his class, but you know what? He was retired. He was doing pro bono classes. He lived in a beautiful house, because I went to his house, right in front of the lake shore. I mean, you can walk into the lake from his house. He only worked 4 hours a week. He only had groups of 12, so let's say 50 students total. See where I'm going? He had the time. He had the time to prepare. He had the time to know, to do all of his research and all of his, all that he needs to do. So then I understood that back on those days, when I finished and I started working, I worked like 10 or 11 classes a day. That's what normally we do. We have, we're packed in classes. We don't have a lot of time to do flashcards and to do all the things that he does. He did, because he probably passed away because he was really old. See the point right now. These teachers, they need lots of preparation. Like Rosario said, you don't have a guide. Well, you need to create your own guide. You need to create your own information. That's a titanic task.
Even if you're a Spanish teacher and you think that you know everything in Spanish because you speak Spanish, yeah, it's the same. It's how can you, right? You don't know.
No, it's impossible. You at least, like I said in the beginning, at least you're in linguistic, and even then, you spend like 12 years studying previously. Now, what is the other side of the coin? Can you read this, Vicky? Good morning. Hello. Problems when you're sleeping.
I was in class, but I'm so sorry. I wasn't makeup, so for me it's very important. Okay, teacher number 2. I couldn't teach without a textbook. I use it like a recipe. Follow it page by page. You can't go wrong. No, I don't think so. I think
That's the other side.
Yeah, but I
Sorry?
think the textbook, it's a guide and it's okay. But you need more things. I was listening that you talk about to get the class to our reality, no? I give a business English class. I teach English, business English. So the good thing of the book that I use is the always in each topic the book said what happened to your company, how do you can translate those things to your company. So one of the exercises normally it's they have to say what happened in their company. So all the things that they learn about vocabulary or skills or whatever, they use it in their own situation.
And so, what would happen? Okay, let me put it this way: what would happen if you use a textbook by a recipe, like page by page? You know, the ones that we're experiencing. I know Fabiola doesn't have an experience, or I don't know, Cindy, but some of us have worked with books in the past. If we use it like a recipe, what would happen to Patty? I know you have experience in that.
I think that you can use the guide, the book, but in order to being creative, you can plan very well your class, but definitely I think you need a guide. You need to, yes, you need a guide and you have to use your creativity. You know what I mean?
Very good. Yeah, exactly. Because if you use it page by page, it gets boring. It gets really boring.
It's
Yes,
like the
Rosario?
balance, to get the balance between teacher one and teacher two. You use your experience and the know-how of your children or your students, or your class. You have to know them. You have to know the levels. The previous knowledge, everything, and then
Yes.
You're freezing, Rosario.
It's frozen.
I think actually she's gone. Oh my lord. No, she's here.
sorry, I don't know what happened.
Rosario.
Yeah, here.
By the power of Christ compels you. No, just kidding. You're back. So
I don't know what happened. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, you probably
Can
need
you
a
hear
priest
me?
or something.
No.
Yes, we can hear you. Yes, we can hear you. Can you repeat the last part because we didn't listen to you? Rosario?
Huh? Sorry, I don't know what is happening.
What we lost you.
Yeah, I know my internet is unstable. It just told me. Sorry.
Can you repeat the last part because we didn't listen to you?
Sorry, it was like the balance between these two teachers, right? You have to use the know-how, the knowledge you have about your students, and then you have to adapt the book to that and, take the book like a guidance.
Actually, let's talk about teacher number 3. Can you read this, Liliana?
Yeah, good morning. Hello, everyone. Teacher number 3, I find my course book very useful. I use it a lot, but not all the time.
Thank you. That's the balance we need to find. It's a good book because it is they're good. I mean, you can't deny that. But
And they are useful.
yeah, they're useful, especially workbooks, right? When we when we want to shut them up. I'm just kidding. But so especially the activity is designed for it, okay? But you don't use it all the time because then you will undermine your creativeness. Is correct? Creativeness, or you're being creative. Creativeness. Hmm. Creative. Well, anyways,
Your
let me find it out. Let
creativity,
me
your
Google it.
creativity.
Creativity, right? All right. That was easy. So,
Te
let's
metiste
discuss.
11 varas, como decía el slide anterior.
Yes.
Teacher,
Yes.
teachers, I have a question. If I am going to be a new teacher English, how to create the balance between that teachers, because I am new, so I was thinking about recommendations for this balance.
That's actually a very good question, Marta. Okay, before giving my input, anyone wants to give your opinion?
Yeah, you have to take your time to know your students first. And it's not 2 or 3 classes, it's like a month, you have to be sure the levels, even the personalities and the characters and all the traits amongst them, and then you have to build from there, and yeah.
Okay, know your students as one. Patty, you have something else?
Yes, and if you have to think why, where you can start. I mean, how be a teacher in order to, what is the first to want to teach? I mean, I want to teach first, I don't know, where to be, what is how to start? I mean, I want to say that you have to know your students, of course, see their necessities, their needs, sorry, and start with the basics. If you notice that they are really basics, yes, you have to start with the basics. No go forward, because you will see that they lose their attention.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And yes. Anyone else? Yes, Vicky.
I think at the first it's good to use the book, but in the time that is you're knowing your students and your creativity starts working. So, and that if you have an activity in the book, your mind, it's, well, we can do this, we can do that, and you start getting out of the book.
Okay, thank you very much.
And one last thing, right now, look for online everything you can get your hand in, as in games, as in videos, as in anything. It's a good, you have to have tools,
It's
Yes.
impressive all the things that you can find in internet. Really, trust me, is impressive.
Yeah, you can find Blancanieves y los 7 enanos adult version. No,
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I'm sorry. No. Yes, you said whatever you say, guys, is perfect. You need to know the students, find the balance, creativity. My only suggestion would be, my dear Marta. Oh yeah, but that getting resources very good. I will send you some links that you can use. My only input would be, if you can, whenever you have time, look for the
Yes.
definition of ontológico. Ontologic has to do with your attitude, um, with your being, your
Your
oneself.
okay.
Okay, Well, you're a psychologist, you know what I mean? Now,
Yes.
my point is that, let me ask you this question, Marta, and be honest with me, okay?
Yes.
Why do you want to teach English?
I want to teach English because I love to learn English, because I love the psychology, but I love learn idioms like English. But I want to do that because this is my hobby, because I have one work that I love, but I want to work more. I want to have more things for me. So this is my hobby.
Okay, okay. You know, whatever you respond is fine. That's is you talking now. Let me tell you something.
Yes.
Teaching English is not easy. Okay.
No,
If you
speak
hear
English is not easy.
if you're here because it's easy, no. If you're here because you're gonna make money, tampoco.
No.
So you know, ¿se acuerdan del meme, no? De ese que está el ranchero limpiándose las lágrimas con los billetes y así de el taquero viendo cómo le enseñas tu título, ¿no? I mean, it's no, I mean, you're here because you love it. You're here because it is your passion. You're here because you find it something greater than money that pays off. See?
Like a psychology.
In that, exactly, in that viewpoint, or la parte ontológica views it that way, then automatically you will do, like the gringos say, you will give the extra mile. In other words, you will force yourself per se, or you will motivate yourself to give whatever is in your hands and more to give a perfect class. So automatically you will look for a nice unit in the book, but then you will enhance it. You understand that word? Enhance it or enrich it. You will enrich it. You would make it better.
Okay.
Yes. YouTube videos, with a song, with a tic-tac-toe game, with an activity that is according to their needs, blah, blah, blah. Because you want to make it perfect in the way that is your passion.
Okay.
See?
I need to increase my ability, my personal abilities, like I don't know, maybe speak in front of a public. I don't know.
That will come naturally, Marta.
Yes.
That will come naturally. Don't worry about that. Again, acuérdate la parte ontológica, mi estimada psicóloga. Todo empieza aquí. Todo empieza aquí. Oneself. Okay. Once you have decided, once you have decided to want it, then everything comes naturally.
Okay.
All right. Vicky? Yes, Vicky.
And I'm going out of the topic, well, not the topic, but the idea that you had. When you use that happens when you use a textbook, sometimes the explanation, it's not the explanation that you are satisfied with that. So you have to investigate, you have to find another ways to tell your students that you want to learn them. So it happens, but like Harrison said, it happens naturally. It's with the practice, it's with the knowing your students, knowing you as a teacher. Mm-hmm. And that's important. So don't worry about that. Trust me that it comes with time and with the energy that you put in your classes and in your hobby in this case.
Nice.
I've trained teachers that are teachers for the wrong reason. You know, like I've trained teachers that they speak English and they think that because they speak English they can teach. You know, well, yeah, they can, but if in their attitude and their minds they don't find that their passion, their priority, they quit at the end of the day. You know, they finish the course, they get the paper, and they actually start teaching 1 year, and then everything's they one of them is selling chorizo, and
Yeah, and I have the opposite case because I think that I don't speak very well English, but I want to. So I don't know how do you say machetera, but
you're very terca, y está bien.
yes,
No, that's perfect. Only
okay.
the stubborn people make it the difference. You know, yeah, yeah. Don't change. So
Okay.
exactly. So my point being, my suggestion chooses here. Everything starts here.
Okay, thank
Remember,
you for your recommendation. I appreciate a
this is
lot
a
of.
training. This is a training course. It's part of it,
Thank you.
and for me, it's a pleasure. Okay.
Thank you.
You remember Mr. Miyagi, no?
Yes.
Do you remember Mr. Miyagi?
Yes.
Ya, cuando le preguntan, what belt are you? Dice, I don't know. I use it to wear my pants. It's karate here. Karate here. No?
Yes.
Yes, and I would like to add something. Think that if you were a new student, what would you like to learn first?
Very good observation. Yes, of course.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. So let's discuss these tendencies very fast. Teacher number one, I don't use it. I prepare all my classes because I'm the super teacher Yerson and I have all the time in the world and I have no stress, blah, blah, blah. Sure. So the English teachers, these English teachers generally fall into these two categories. Can you read this? Fabiola, are you here? Or you're working or you're here?
Oh, yes, I'm here.
Thank you, Fabiola. Can you read the two last points, please?
Yes, they have plenty of time to prepare their own material. They are geniuses. Few of us feel that we can compete with them.
Okay, now the last point needs to be read with sarcasm. Okay, so the last point is sarcastic. Normally, these teachers feel that they know it all. The 100 people in Cambridge are stupid. I'm better than them. You know, I don't need a book from Cambridge. Come on, you know, that's believe me, I've seen teachers in my career as a coordinator and saying that es que no saben. You know, oh well. Of course, can you continue reading? Cindy, are you back? No. Okay, so Kareli, can you read it?
Yes, of course. Every teacher feels the need for some freedom. We have our own personalities, hence the same. Lessons almost always has to be thought differently.
Exactly. Every teacher needs some freedom. Yes or no? That's why it was invented the concept of libertad de cátedra. But some have their own personalities. So even though it's the same book for thousands of different teachers, but that lesson in that book is going to be taught in thousands and different different ways because everyone is different. What about teacher two? Teacher two I don't use, no, this is the same. I repeat it. Okay, sorry. Teacher 2. Teacher 2, I couldn't teach without a textbook. It's la recipe, blah, blah, blah. There is no such thing as the perfect textbook. Can you read this, Liliana, these 2 points?
Yeah, sure. 2 points. Well, there is not such thing as a perfect textbook. Different culture, no feasible for local situations.
Yeah, feasible. Feasible is no, how do you,
Como no apto.
no apto. See, that's the Spanish, but I'm thinking honeymoon in English. Yes, not feasible for local situations. There are different cultures. Can you think of another reason why there's not such thing as a perfect textbook? ¿Ande, Vicky?
Tropicalizarlo.
Yeah.
No,
Yes. Another thing is the lack of vocabulary, maybe the lack of level, like in Rosario's situation, because the institution is forcing you to use a book that is not feasible for your students. I'm sorry, tenía que decirlo y lo dije. Sorry. Vicky.
I think that another problem is the normally, as always said, we have the tendency to translate everything. So almost all the time, the students want to say things in English that exactly that we said in Spanish. For example, it's an example. Ay, está de pelos. Oh my God, how to say that in English? Obviously, you can't translate that. So it's one of the problems to get, not the problems, the reto.
Yeah.
To get, se me fue.
Sometimes with you sleeping, I know. No worry.
Yes, of course. I'm so sorry. I'm not wake up.
It's a challenge. It's a challenge.
It's a challenge to get the situations to our culture.
Very good, exactly. I wouldn't say challenge, I would say a mentada, but that's a whole different story. All right. A teacher, continue reading. Marta, please.
A teacher can be exclusive of a textbook. Many teachers who say that they do often underestimate. What does mean that?
That would be how do you say in Spanish?
Subestima.
Subestimar.
Their own capacity.
Exactly. Me as a coordinator, if I'm hiring, if I'm recruiting, and I interviewing a teacher, and then at the beginning of the interview, she or he asks, ¿y me van a dar un teacher's book? Then I don't hire him. Because then that means to me that the teacher is lazy.
We just need a guide. That's it.
You can do it with the scope and sequence. I don't know, Vicky, ¿quién más está aquí? Fabiola has and have and still work for me in my institution, and I don't give them any students book, or excuse me, teachers book.
Textbook.
I only give them the scope and sequence, which is the topics, and then you develop your class. You know, because then that means that you're gonna be, for me, that's for the coordinator, it means that you are going to be prepared for the class. It's a must, otherwise you're gonna be lost. Secondly, you believe in you. Let me repeat it. A teacher must believe in oneself. When a teacher asks, ¿me das un text, un teacher's book? That's because he underestimates their own capacity. O sea, no cree en él. And if a student, excuse me, if a teacher doesn't believe in oneself, what would happen when he's teaching? Have you thought about it?
Yeah, but I think you're too harsh, because, well, and I know what you mean, and I know that you have that sixth sense to know the person you are interviewing because you have experience. But maybe the teacher is just used to have a teacher's book, you know? It's like, yeah.
But you agree
But
with...
yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. You mean like you have to give me everything in order for me to give a class. And that's not being a teacher. A teacher means that you have to build on your class with the little or many information that you have.
Okay, yeah, exactly. Now, let me tell you what I do. Okay, if I see potential in a teacher, you know, what is potential? Potential is that number one, is too young and has no experience in teaching. In other words, if Rosario, just to say a name, comes to me and you know what, are you giving me a teacher's edition? I won't hire her because she doesn't need a teacher's edition. You know, she's experienced. That means that she's lazy. But if I don't know, Fabiola, and just to say a name, comes to me and asks me that question, it's because Fabiola has zero experience in teaching. Correct, Fabiola? Or she's watching porn?
Not yes, teacher.
Okay, cool. So what I do, if I see potential, like in Fabiola's case, she's young, she has very good level of English, then I offer her a scholarship to study this course. So she
Yes.
can
Thank you.
she can be trained like Fabiola. She had a nice deal with me, and she's been trained. So at the end of the day, after 4 or 5 months, and she asked me, "Me das un teacher's edition?" Ah, yo sea, you know. But yes, that's only answer that Rosario. That's only my ego answering you. All right. So what is the teacher number 3? Sorry. What's wrong with my mouse? Okay, there you go. Teacher 3, I find my course book very useful and use it a lot, but not all the time. That's teacher number 3, right? Every time a teacher continue reading, Liliana, please.
Every time a teacher says something that is not in the book, he or she is demonstrating one of the most important qualities a teacher can have: judgment.
Yes. Why is it one of the most important qualities?
Because you're reading your class. You're reading the audience.
Exactly. And you're taking decisions according to what you're reading, what you're determined from reading the class and the students. See, Marta, and for Marta and everybody, you know, Marta, because she asked me the question, teaching English is way different than exam sciences. It's way different than math, than engineering, than chemistry. You know, exact sciences have formulas, you know, so it's 2 times 2 equals 4. There's no, way around. Mhm. Teaching English or teaching language is a whole different story. Every student is different. Every group is different. You're going to be different in every day. different days, and it believes me, it does affect you. It shouldn't, but we're humans. So you need to be very careful in using a good judgment and taking good decisions on whatever you're going to teach that particular kid, that particular class, or that particular day.
And you feel now when you don't give a good class, you feel it. And when at the end of the class is like, oh my God, what did I do? It wasn't good. I think they didn't understand anything.
I was going to say that, and you learn that the hard way. You learn that by like that, like when you went like, oh my God. But it's experience, and you have to be you have to
You have to be humble,
You have
Rosario.
to go through that.
exactly you have to keep learning. You have to have all your expectations down, and your learning anthems up, and be humble to know that you are learning from the students. You're not teaching everything.
Exactly. And be humble. I mean, así de chin, creo que la regué. Ni yo me entendí.
And on the other side, when the students told you, thank you, because I feel comfortable with you and the way that you teach, it's good for you too, and believe that.
Yeah, because you're a human.
Exactly. You're human. I've been training teachers. I have trained teachers that then me hago bolas, ¿no? Teacher, ¿cómo? Le digo, a ver, espérame, creo que no lo entendí. Aguántame. It's it happens. But that's your judgment. If you have a good judgment, you will say, I'm sorry, I don't know, let me find it out. Let me take a course, let me study it, whatever. But if you are too much of an ego, or you have a bad judgment, then you're gonna be, pues es que así es el inglés. Don't be that, okay? Don't be the Kool-Aid teacher. Okay. So conclusions.
It's funny to be a college teacher one at a time.
Once, yes. Pero tú llevas como 500 adelantados, Vicky, no manches, ya. Just kidding. Find a balance. Teacher number 1. Can you read this, Marta?
I'm a very Barco teacher.
Yes. Teacher 1, when finding a balance, it isn't such a bad idea.
Very good. Fabiola, number 2.
Teacher can't be a slave to a textbook.
Very good. And number 3, Chema.
Encourage her to find some new ideas of deciding when and how get away from the book.
Very good. That's the balance. That's the balance we all need. And everything is resumed to a good judgment. All right. At the end of the day, a textbook is only a didactic aid. It's a guide. No Bible. No recipe. Just a guide. All right. Very good. I don't know what happened to my mouse.
The battery, maybe?
No, es que mi gato, la que adoptamos, caminó en la mañana y le pegó y se cayó. A lo mejor es por eso. Okay, this is homework. I'm going to be sending you through the WhatsApp. So you're going to answer this and send it to me. Which teacher is like you? Be honest. What do you think about teachers who are in these other 2 categories? Category 1, category 2. Do your students feel that they need a textbook? A bad textbook is better than no textbook? Do you agree? and draw a list of advantages and disadvantages of using your own book that you're using. In the case of Fabiola, well, you're not teaching currently, but you talk to me so I can lend you, and Chema, so I can lend you a book, and Marta too. Okay, good.
Okay, teacher.
Very good. So main points to take.
Wait, a question. Advantages and disadvantages of using a textbook, right?
Yes, using
Okay.
your own textbook. So the one that you're using right now.
Okay.
I'm going to be sending you this through the WhatsApp anyways. Okay, so we're going to the practical thing. You want to take a pee break? Yes, okay, so it's 11:05. Yes, 11:05. So I'll meet you guys here 11:05. 11:20. Yeah, okay, so I'll meet you here 11:20. I'm leaving the session open, and so I'll see you here. I'm back.
I'm here.
Cool.
Me too.
Rosario, how is Charlie?
Now it's Henry.
Ah, now
Oh,
it's Henry.
Henry, look at him. He's so cute.
Ah.
Yeah, I know.
So nice. Hi, Henry. Oh.
So traumatized, but he's okay.
My mamba is having girl problems.
Your who?
Oh, I'm so sorry.
My mamba.
Your mamba? Oh my God. That's why I only have boys. I have enough trouble, the girl trouble for the rest of the family. So.
Right. Yes. Okay, so let's continue. Let me see. Screen. Yes. So main points to be taken into consideration when choosing. Let me share. Let me share. Let's see. Okay. But let me make it bigger. There we go. That's because it's better here. All right, so now if you see my screen, cool. So material evaluation form. Answer the following form. So this is like the utopic form per se to evaluate if a textbook is useful or not. Okay, again, is utopic because first of all, you don't get to choose if you work for somebody else. Okay. Secondly, there is no such thing as a perfect book. Remember, but this is like the guidance for getting a good textbook. So, number one, is the price of the material appropriate for your students? Why is this important? Liliana, why is it important?
Why it's important? Price is how much is the text or the okay, is the price of the material appropriate for your students? I don't know. Well, my last textbook, the cost was 200 pesos, and it was cheaper for the parents and pay very fast the book. But for me, it was very boring. The lessons was larger than the other books. For example, we have to talk about maybe hospital, and we pass for another page or another pages, and we have to see more vocabulary about hospital, professions with hospital. And for my students was very boring to continue with the book, and I have to make another activities because my students say, oh, another time hospital. and well, that editorial I didn't like it, and it was very cheap, but I didn't like it.
Okay, so bottom line, pricing, it is important. It is important, right? Number two, are the integral parts of the material, such as textbook, audio, teacher's guides, that are available? This is also very important. We might have a very cool book, like for example, I have, I used to, not anymore, I used to offer German classes in my institution, and the teacher had a really cool book, and I just couldn't find the audios because it was only made in Germany. It's so are they easy to get? Number 3, does the material provide a balance of activities that are appropriate for my students? A balance of activities. Balance in what sense? Remember that activities have to cover the 4 skills: listening, writing, speaking, and writing. So do they have this balance of covering the 4 skills, or is it only reading, or is it only writing, or is it only, blah, 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 blah. 4, do you have enough communicative activities in your textbook? Nowadays, the new textbooks, I'm talking about 5 years old textbooks, brand new, they do have a lot of communicative activities. It's a new tendency. Older books, they don't have it. They really don't. So you need to create them. 5, is new language introduced in motivated and realistic contexts? Ooh, very important. Many books don't have that. They have the classic, the title of the unit, and then in the bottom, in a gray box, the new words. And would that be motivated? No. Realistic, menos. 6, does the material include the practice, the skills of your students need? Like Liliana said, it was boring. It was, not enough activity. It was boring because he didn't have enough activities. Or maybe too many of one type of activity, maybe too many of fill in the blanks, or too many of unscramble the sentence. But does it have a well balanced range of activities? 7, does the material have an appropriate balance of the skills of your students? Is it only writing? Is it only reading, etc.? 8, Kareli.
Yes, it is a language using the materials realistic.
Very important. Hello, how are you? Fine, thank you. And you? Typical, right? Not realistic. Number 9, Marta.
Is the language used at the right level of your students?
Very, very important. Now, this question number 9 is also, it goes hand by hand with the institution. Especially institutions like you're teaching grades instead of levels. You're teaching 4 graders or 3 graders, and then in the same group you have chile, mole, pozole. So that's going to be difficult. Like Rosario said at the beginning of the class, she had really cool students that answered about Abraham Lincoln 4. 4 only out of 20.
Do you know a book made in Mexico for Mexicans to learn English?
Yes, I do have. I can send it to you if you want to. It's yes. I will send it to the chat so everybody can have it.
Thank you.
Yes, I do have Mexican English for Mexicans. It's.
It has to be very useful.
Yes, it's how can I put it? It's not really attractive visually like Oxford's or Cambridge or Macmillan's presses book, but it's really well designed for colloquial Spanish, Mexican Spanish learning English. So I'll send it to you. I don't think I have it in PDF, but I send the cover the picture so you can look for it. Okay. Cool. Um. Okay. Parenthesis. Just answering your question, Rosario. Not many. I don't think any school will accept a book like that. Eh?
No, I know, but it's. I was thinking about how come there's not a Mexican editorial who has came to with the idea of making such a book, because it's hard. It involves a lot of people, but I haven't seen one, talking about Mexican stuff, but in English, or that you can relate, as we were talking, you can relate your Mexican environment with English. It's none, right?
Yeah, the book is called Go English, and I'm mistaken. We had the kids version and adult version, Go English. La portada es como un Chabelo, es not Chabelo, pero es similar to Chabelo. Um, Answering your question, Rosario, and I'm going to go very philosophical. It has to do with money.
I know, yeah.
It has to
Yeah,
do
no
with
one will
money.
buy it.
Yes, no, and capitalism from schools, companies, profit. Normally, these books, because they're independent per se, there's not a lot of margin of making money.
I know. And English as a second language in the United States is a big thing, because
Yeah.
of the migration and everything, but
Yes.
not as a foreign language here.
No,
Because,
it's a very
like you say, the gringo that wants to learn Spanish living here, it has a lot of material to work with. The gringo, but not the Mexican.
no. It's sad to say. I don't want to say the word monopoly.
But yeah, it is.
It does happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because we're talking about Cambridge, Oxford, and that's it, right?
Macmillan.
Yeah, and Harmon Hall and all of them are dead, right?
Yes, it is.
Now it's more like the open English and online, and maybe the textbooks are dead. Maybe.
Well, for example, I work with Cambridge because of convenience, obviously, again, the money. Um, and they're introducing the online version of the books. So yes, it's Cambridge in Mexico. Is number one is Macmillan, eh?
Okay, it's
The
Macmillan. I just have an email
exactly.
from them.
That's the one. That's the one because it's cheaper. Macmillan is very cheap. And then number two it's Cambridge, and then number three is Oxford. That's about it.
The one I use is Pearson.
Pearson are
Well,
very good
used to be
too.
Pearson,
Pearson, yes.
but
Pearson.
now it's not Pearson anymore. It's like Sabbath or something.
Well, it's Sabas. Sabas existed, but they fusioned. They
With Pearson, yeah.
with Pearson, yes, because Pearson has an English exam, an official English exam.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, Red Nova.
Yeah.
Red Nova worked with Pearson many years. Anyway,
Okay.
that's a whole different story, eh?
Okay. And well, sorry guys, but if we're in the topic, how do you think is working for a big editorial like that? Is it worth it? Is it? I don't know. I'm thinking about it, to send them my CV. So, but have
Um,
you?
yes, I have. I when I said that I worked for Cambridge Press, is because I was hired as a proof reader. It's called. It's like
Okay.
when they finish the book, I read it just to make sure that everything is coherent and no mistakes. Answering your question, that's a question. The answer is very subjective.
Okay.
Because you can work in sales, like my one of my friends in Bajío called Adriana Ponce de Leon. She makes like 40,000 a month.
Okay.
She works for Cambridge Press, and I know her like 10 years ago, but she's like one top leader in selling, and yeah, okay, you know. But I have another friend of mine works for Macmillan. His name is Manlio here in Bajío. Probably you guys, Liliana and Kareli, met her somewhere along the way. Um, and he makes like 12 to 20,000, and he is academic consultant. So what he does is like Macmillan sells the book to a school, and then he goes to the schools and train them how to use the platform. Okay, that's his job. So
that's good. That's an interesting job.
Yes, it is. Yes,
yeah, but not right now. Well, it's online. It's easier.
Not.
No, it's online. It's
easier. You don't have to move.
Yeah, it's better. Yeah.
I personally don't like it because he travels a lot. Well, not anymore, but he used to work a lot. So answering your question, como dijo Juan Gabriel Rosario.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Henry.
Don't.
So, ahora sí, como dijo Juan Gabriel Rosario. Ahí sí tú, pues, you can send the resume. But, ahora, en la parte de editorial como tal, like a writer or an author, honestly, there's very few elite.
Yeah, I know.
Teachers.
No, maybe I can train teachers to use the program I've been using for this long, you know.
That you can use. Yeah, there is nothing wrong to send your resume.
I know. Thank you. Sorry, guys, for that.
Oh, that's okay. What is the worst? The worst.
They say no for everybody.
You just, the worst thing that is you can say no.
Exactly. No, thank you.
Oh, thank you. We keep in touch. Blah blah blah. Exactly. So I personally, I don't say never, but I'm be working for myself.
I know.
So, but anyways, that's one story.
Okay, thank you.
9, 10. 10, please, Fabiola.
Yes, is the progression of new language appropriate for your students?
This is also very important. Is the program coherent? Is the program developed in a way that students are being taught in a progressive way? 11, Vicky.
Is the subject and content of the material relevant to my students?
Relevant to my students.
Relevant, thank you.
No, thank you. In other words, it's interesting to my students. Excuse me, 12, Patty.
Oh, I can see. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Is the subject and content of the material interesting to my students?
That's very much almost the same as 11. 13, Marta.
Does the material contain clear guidance for the teacher?
Guidance
for the teacher.
Very important. Not just this is important, not to be confused with the teacher's edition. Some programs have like it's called syllabus. It's the syllabus for the teacher that explain exactly what are the objective of every unit for you as a teacher. 14, Chema. Oh, Chema's watching porn. 14 is the Kareli.
No, not now.
Okay,
teacher, sorry. Okay. Is the material clearly written for your students?
this is so important. And it's very hard to find a book that is clearly written for my students. Really difficult, for real. I have my theory that is because of different factors such as the misplace of students in the level, because of even the previous teacher, you know, like if you're teaching in a level, no, and so you have level, let's say according to the common European framework, you have B1, which is intermediate, okay, and then you have last year the teacher is supposed to have taught A2, correct? But because they were because he or she was very barco, pass everyone, and now you receive it and you're supposed to be teaching B1, and the poor guys haven't even passed A1. In other words, you want to teach them intermediate and they're in basic. I've had that personally, and it's a pain in the ass. I'm sorry for the expression, because you can't do anything, and it's a snowball, you know. But anyways, en 15, and most important, esa es la parte ontológica, mi estimada Marta, que te decía, pero no me pelas, ni me haces caso, está bien. 15, Marta, tú también.
Yes. Do you enjoy using the textbook that you are currently using?
That is the most important question. Do you enjoy it? That's very, I know we're living in a society that you can't really quit a job, you know, like that easily, you know. I understand that. I've been there. But that's the most important question at the end of the day. If you don't enjoy it, what would happen, Marta? What would happen to your psyche?
But a lot of things, but maybe you lost the motivation, you lost the job. I don't know. We can do you can find very consequence for that.
Yes, thank
Your
you.
classes will be boring.
Totally. And you will miss motivation. Ay, otra vez. Ay, no. You know? And it's even bad for your self-esteem. No, for real, because
I
you're,
know.
you're teaching a very lousy class, you feel bad afterwards. You know,
But yeah, and you know, you can fake it till you make it.
yes,
You can learn to enjoy it, as I did, as I do.
yes, and that's actually la parte ontológica, Marta. And that's my point. You can't quit a job that easily. Well, if you can change it, well, at least change your conversation. You know, change your conversation, enhance your class, enhance your program, and make it good for you.
Focus on the solution, not about the problem, right?
Exactly. It's like, and I'm picking on you, Rosario, because I hate the program in schools like that. That your program is not really well placed. I'm sorry.
I know, but you know, it's for all the wrong reasons, because they want to give an image of themselves
Has to do
about
with money.
the English level. Yeah, I know, but it's only my take on it, because not all the teachers think like me. And you know what? I am a mom, so I'm seeing it for the part that they are paying for this book. So me, the teacher, I have to balance that, you know, to use the book because they paid for it, and not have the parents on top of me, because I know how that feels. And then I have to use the things that I like, and you know, like, yeah. But it's
You don't
such a
have it
good
easy,
program, though.
Rosario.
Yeah, I
You
know.
don't have it. I'm sorry. And
Rosa,
yes, Yes.
I'm sorry, Rosario, do you teach in Montessori?
Nope, I wish. I am a Montessori guide first of all, because
Okay.
I studied that. I studied that when I was 18 years old. But no.
Yesterday.
Exactly.
Yesterday.
Well, what do you want to drink? Let me get you a tequila or something. No, it's not. I wish it was Montessori. No, it's a very small
Specific.
school. A small
Okay.
school that they want to have the appearance of being like a native English speakers, but they don't, and our kids are not. So yeah, it's like, you know, but I like it. I like the school. I like my bosses. I like everything, but you know.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
structure
I'm not
is
talking about the
not.
program, Rosario?
Exactly.
I'm talking about the program only. I understand, you know, I understand because it's a small. You tell me you give me the reason because a small school they need to compete.
Exactly.
They need to
And even Pearson has a beautiful program for second language, for foreign language, that is learning journeys. And it's such a good one because it's an easier one, it's a simpler one. But no, they like the reading street and only the literacy. So it's incongruent, you know, it's like no, because reading street is science, is social studies, is literacy, is grammar, is all of those, but we only have literacy. So don't
yes,
get
yeah,
me started. You got me started.
I know. I'm sorry. I told you about my. Well, no, I don't know if I told you. Some years ago, I was hired by La Salle in Celaya. Liliana knows what I'm talking about in Carelli. No, no digan, pero es el Benavente. Sí lo ubica, ¿no? And pues también Marta. I was hired to. Bueno, Marta me conoce de ahí, right? Yes, the language center belongs to me per se. I'm the coordinator. Okay. Es la Sallista Benavente, and I was hired to implement a program like yourself, like yours, Rosario, like a very nice book actually about literature, about you know, a book that is used in high school in the States. Okay, so I denied. I told Mister, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna do it. Oye, pero te voy a pagar, no, sí, pero, o sea, sí, pero no voy a quemarme. Your kids have no level. So you're gonna make a very bad mistake. Thank God she listened to me and they changed to the you know level thing and more simpler thing. But yeah, I mean I'm sorry.
Yeah, because at the end, parents don't care. Parents care only about how expensive or not expensive is the book. So you know, you can balance that with I don't know. There are many ways to do it, but you know,
It has to do with money, really, at the end of the day. But anyways, that's a whole different story.
because the schools are businesses.
Yes, I don't want to say that, but yes, they are. And bottom line, question number 15 is the most important, teachers. Okay, do you enjoy your current textbook? That's the most important. If you are not or you don't enjoy it, then change your conversation and make it good for you. Okay, because once you are enjoying it, once you find your passion, once you find it likable for you, everything else comes naturally. Okay, all right, cool. All right, let's wrap it up with ¿dónde estoy? Aquí.
Aquí tienes Up with the Birds, de Coldplay, en Amazon Music.
Alexa, para. We need a priest in the house.
Shut up, Alexa.
Yeah. Ay, hold on. Iniciar presentación. Oh, no. Desde aquí. Desde la no.
I think you need another mouse.
Yes. Shut up, Pastor Vicky.
Sorry, I'm defending your cat.
No, I love the cat. I mean, you know, I'm not a cat person, eh? I think they're very payasos, but my daughter loves her. So main points. Okay, so this is a review of what we discussed, right? If it's a communicative approach, it has good activities, has language content, and price. Patricia?
Yes, price, items, availability.
Very good. Chema?
Sorry, I wasn't paying much attention. Sorry, I'm taking care of my nephew.
Number 3.
Layout and design.
Thank you, Chema. Fabiola?
Yes, instructions.
Very good. Liliana?
Okay. Methodology.
Rosario?
Syllabus.
Very good. Patty?
Language, study activities, grammar, functions.
Kareli?
Topics.
Marta?
Cultural features.
Vicky?
Usability.
And finally, and it was meant for a reason. Finally, as a bottom of the list, Liliana?
Okay. Teacher's guide.
All right, very cool. End of the list. I mean, there's nothing else. Okay. Now, do you have, probably you forgot, 2 weeks ago, I asked you to bring a book, an English book, remember? You probably don't because, with the, you know, we didn't have do you have an English book, a student's book at hand?
A workbook, not a book.
Okay, you know, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Okay, so let's do this in pairs. We're gonna write a report. Listen to me. Write a report in which you, number 1, identify the main strengths and weaknesses. Number 2,
I have it online. It's in virtual. Is it okay?
yeah, that's fine. Perfect. Limit your discussion to a few key features. This will allow to think more thoroughly about the book. Start your paper with heading that includes the following information. Book title, publisher, date of publication, intended for grade or level, and review guide and the date. Okay, let me screenshot so I can send it to the WhatsApp. Okay, so we're gonna do this in pairs. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 4, 6, 8 y bueno, okay. So 1. All right, so room number 1 is going to be Rosario and Liliana. Room number 2 is going to be Chema and Marta. Room number 3 is going to be Kareli, Patty, and Cindy if she's here. And the 4th is Fabiola and Vicky. So you select one book, either it's online or physical, and do the paper. I'm gonna be sending you this slide into your WhatsApp, into the WhatsApp, so you can have it and refer to it. You will have 10 minutes.
You want us to do a paper for team or each one of us?
No, prepare.
Okay.
Yeah. And okay, cool. So you should have received the invitation by now.
Hi again.
Ay, me dejaron a la mitad.
Hello, can you listen to me?
Sí,
Can you listen to me?
Yes.
yes,
I
teacher.
can hear you.
I can hear you really well.
A ver, habla Kareli.
Hey. Yes. Are you hear me?
Va, no puedo escuchar.
What happened here, son?
A ver.
So we
I'm
can
leaving
say
you
anything.
as a host,
We can
Marta.
say him anything.
Me salgo y vuelvo a entrar, ¿va?
Marta is the host now.
Marta, you're the host. Do what you want.
Okay, let's go to sleep. Then.
Let's talk about Gerson.
I think he's still not listen to us.
He's such a good teacher. He's such a good teacher.
Can you? Yes.
No. I'm the best teacher.
He's not good. He's the best.
You're the best.
In his words, he's the sexiest teacher.
Exactly.
Of course.
The best and the sexiest. Yeah, I agree.
Almost perfect. Okay, so did you guys finish it up?
No.
Oh my Lord, I said 10 minutes and you went like 15.
Well, we have the idea, but we finished to write it.
No, okay, that's okay. A ver. Who do you work with, Vicky?
Sorry, teacher.
Fabiola.
Okay,
Wait,
so,
my partner is not here. What happened to
your partner?
Liliana?
Ah, de veras. A ver. No. Well, okay.
She wrote everything, so.
Oh my Lord in heaven.
Where Marta is going to share the screen. Okay.
I think it's. Oh my God! This. Are you see the document?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, teacher Marta.
You can see we can write anything, but we have comments.
That's why you took so long, because you were doing this beautiful document.
No.
It's idea. It was Marta's idea.
No. So that's it.
Okay, Fabiola, if you want to say the first part.
Yes, the book title is Elementary Market Leader.
The publisher is Pearson.
Okay, the date of publication is 2012.
Intended for grade is A1 and A2.
Reviewed it? Yes, reviewed by Vicky, Fabi, and Marta.
And date, Saturday, December the 12th, 2020.
Yes.
And your comments, girls?
Well, we identified that this book have clear content for the students. It has a lot of idioms, a lot of vocabulary, but I think that it have a lot of information and maybe it can be weaknesses because have a lot of information, and I remember that we need to give 7 or 10 words, new words for every class, and we have a lot of words, new words.
In this book specific, in the one that I have, the most weak thing that I saw that it's very old. So I think that it needs a refresh because there's so many information that it's not useful anymore.
Okay. Okay. Very good.
But as trade that I see, it's a structure with listening, reading, speaking, writing, and it's a part that they use to complete all the knowledge that they had in the unit.
So the question is, will you use it?
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. All right. So who's next? Maybe Marta can stop sharing. Per favor.
Sorry.
No, that's okay.
I need a minute because I don't. Yeah. Yes. It's here. Okay.
Cool.
Sorry.
So that was Vicky, Fabiola, and Marta, right?
Yes.
Right.
And okay, so Patty, you're next. You're up. Who do you work with?
With Carly and Cindy.
Cool.
Okay, I just let me share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, we have this. We work on Carly's book. The title is Give Me 5. Publisher is Celtic. Date of publication was 2009. Reviewed by Carly, Cindy, and Patricia. We discuss about the strengths, many vocabulary, contents, good syllabus, materials, activities to do, conversations, listen, and weaknesses. I couldn't write it, but Carly told us that is a book with a repetitive conversations in a certain part of the book doesn't have the correct vocabulary for the level. We discussed that it's supposed this book is for students for intermediate level, but we said that is for basic levels.
Very good.
That's it.
All righty. Pretty good. Can you stop sharing, Patty?
Let me, yes. Okay.
That was Patty, Carelli, and Cindy, right?
Yes.
So finally, that's Rosario and Liliana.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You, Rosario. No, you. Okay. We talk about the strengths and weaknesses, and Rosario has a beautiful book. The strengths.
Let me show it. Let me share it. So we're not sharing our paper because Liliana wrote it on a piece of paper. But I can show you, and she can talk about the strengths. One of them is the online page, right? The online book. Continue, Liliana, continue.
Yeah, the strengths are, well, it has a beautiful pictures, good ideas, to guide the teachers and kids. It's okay. I wrote an attractive pictures, and this book has few information, not a lot, only specific ideas. And this book has a videos for every unit.
Let me show you.
What can we learn by exploring new places and things? There are many new places we can explore. Space, nature, oceans, and even neighborhoods.
Right? Just continue, Lilian. Sorry.
Yeah, and well, we can see as some weaknesses. It's not reliable to our culture. The level of content is high, but it's high because this book is for the second grade. It's for 8 years old, and for this reason, it's a high level.
Yeah, it's for native speakers.
Yeah, and it requires or implies more teachers' work. This is a weaknesses. And this book, the book title, it's a Reading Street. The publisher is Pearson, and date of publication is the last revision was in 2013. Yeah, but it's beautiful. And Rosario checked in Amazon.
On Amazon, yeah. The price value to have this book, because these are 2 books for 1 year, for the school year. So the 2 books are $74. So it's like I don't know, 1,500 pesos.
Yeah, a little bit more, but like 180.
Exactly. So they're so expensive. But this year the school rented them. So the school purchased the used ones.
Okay.
And they rented them to the parents. But even so, it was very expensive. It was like 600 pesos each book.
And you can buy it online, not the physical book, the virtual book.
No, you can't. No, the school has to give you the school has to pay for the subscription, the children's subscription, the kids subscription. And then you can even work in online, but not here and not my kids. I just get to use it because the school paid for it.
Okay, thank you. And maybe someone can help me. I'm giving classes for my nieces. They are very the youngest one is 6 and the other is 9. But they used to live in Miami, and they tried. They went to school and everything, but now they are in Mexico. And my cousin asked me to give them English classes, not that they can't forget English. And for me, it's very complicated because I'm not used to give classes for kids. Anybody has a book or something?
Yeah,
it can help me.
There are so many apps. I'm going to show you. Sorry, Harrison, can I?
Yeah, go ahead.
There's one right now that I'm using with my kids. This is RAS Kids. I think you have to pay.
Okay.
But I don't think it's very expensive. Yeah, again, my kids the school is paying for this, but let me show you. This is me as a teacher, but as a kid, let me close this so I can.
Let me also ask my wife to send you the one that she uses.
Thank you very much.
It's for tablets and cell phones. It's an app.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you very much because
Me too, Gerson, please.
Yes, please send it to the chat.
yes, it has to be very complicated because I'm used to teach verb to be and not colors and ABC and shapes and that kind of thing. So it's
Have them reading. Reading is the best. And these
she
the
has
youngest one, she doesn't how to read. So it's complicated. But thank you very much for the tip. Could you please send me the name of the app?
Sure.
And Harrison, please.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I'll send it to the chat. No problem.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Actually, my wife has the one that is like a game, and this if it's a boy, it's a boy. If it's a girl, it's a girl, and it walks into their levels, and it's pretty cool.
Perfect. Thank you very
much. Let me show you this one. So you have like your avatar.
Okay.
You know, and you can earn stars and you can buy things, clothing things.
Wow.
I'm tutoring a little girl, and she's this. I work with her. You know, you can buy some stuff, and then you have levels from A to Z to double Z. So A is super basic, is for the ones that doesn't know how to. The one that doesn't know how to read, exactly. And you have many books, you know.
Perfect, very good. Thank you very much.
And you have the option, each book you read, you listen, you read, and there's a quiz afterwards. The quiz is reading comprehension, and you can go back to the book and read it again, and you know, it's so good.
Okay, perfect.
Very nice.
Okay.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Thank you, thank you. All right, is there any more question? So you have WhatsApp. Let me screenshot the selfie. So Cindy, Fabiola, Chema, if you can have your cameras on, if you can. Y si no se han bañado, pues no vamos a oler, hombre, pues cuál es el problema. All right, so it's, yes, Cindy, thank you. All righty. 1, 2. All right, cool. So I'm opening a, ahorita se los mando. I'm opening a extra group in January for TKT. So would you give me in 2 words your input as your experience in the course, so I can use it as a reference if it's okay for you, with you?
Like written down or telling you right now?
Not telling you, so I can record it.
Right now?
Yes, is it possible?
Yeah, sure. Gerson is the best and the sexiest.
It's recording.
So this has been great for me, and this class, especially today's class, it was been such fun. And sorry if I'm talking too much. Please next time be free to say, hey, shut up and let someone else talk. So for me, and Gerson knows it, I'm being an English teacher for more than 16 years, and I'm learning so much in this class. So thank you. And I'm putting words to my experiences. So, and it helped me to have an order on those and on the knowledge that I already had. So thank you, Gerson. You're a great teacher. Your presentations, your teamwork, everything. Thank you.
Thank you, Rosario. Thank you. Anyone else want to share or something?
I love the way that you teach because it's very clear. It's very useful for us, like new teachers. And I, especially like Rosario said, I love this group. I was in another group. It was good. I don't say that isn't good, but this group, trust me, it's very cheerful group, and it's a pleasure to be with people that can teach to you, and they want to learn more about you and about the way that you do things. So trust me, it's very nice for me to be in this group.
Thank you, Vicky. Thank you. Really, really thank you. All right. Thank you for your comments. I don't know if anyone else want to hear something.
Okay, we'll talk on the week of my payments, right?
Yes, of course. Yes, of
I
course.
would like to say something really quick.
Yes, Patty.
I am new in this career. I don't have too much experience, but I am learning a lot. I've been learning a lot of things thanks to you, teachers, thanks to my classmates. Gerson, you are a great leader. You are a great coaching, and this course ended. So please enjoy this course. I really happy to be here. So that's it.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Well, very good, very nice. And you just made my day with your comments. Thank you very much. All right, guys. Well, thank you really from my bottom of the heart. And I don't want to cry. Casi no quiero llorar, no quiero llorar, no quiero llorar. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And,
cry, come on, let it out.
And I thank for your confidence, because for us it's very important.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I'm on a diet now. And
that's why you're crying.
Exactly.
Now I want to cry.
Exactly. I'm last was it Thursday or Wednesday? Thursday. We take my wife to and my kids to the cinema, right? So I'm used to I eat in the movie. I
can relate.
I just drank tea. That wasn't the hardest part. The hardest part is watching my daughters and my wife eating in the cinema. So okay, but that's this.
Yeah, a movie is not a movie if you don't have a hot dog and some popcorn.
Popcorn, yes, I'm a
nachos.
Los doctores payasos, estás gordito, exagerado, ya es como.
I know, and you have to pay them
to tell me that.
That's the worst.
Thank you very much, guys.
I can relate.
I know. Thank you, and time is up. So have a nice weekend. Party a lot, drink a lot, have sex, everything. And you, Marta, you still a kid, and enjoy the weekend. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Take care. See you next week.
Thank you.
See you next Saturday. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Take care, girls.